as we have a brief moment of sunshine, I've decided to do this week's vlog from here, the Pulver House of Birds. There isn't much to report this week. I don't know if I mentioned last week that I now have 4 finches in my flock. These finches were sold as juvenile, and whilst they've lasted the week and I'm now confident they should be okay, we're still a week before we know what we've got, and a long time before we start breeding them, but at least we do have them. This brings our total to 12 birds in total. We have 6 budgies, 2 canaries and 4 zebra finches. Other than the replacement for gens, there's no immediate concern now in building up the flock anymore unless any of them die. But I do still have on the agenda some ground birds. I'd like to get quail. I'd love a pair of lovebirds, and maybe a Java sparrow or 2. But you know, the aviary is capable of holding perhaps double the amount we've got in now. Probably about 30 birds would be its maximum. Yeah, so there we are. Other than that, there's not a lot to report. You know, it's been another week of exactly the same, I'm afraid. We started off much better, but we just went downhill, and I think part of that is the weather, and part of that is just because I'm still in mourning, I think, about Jen's the budgie, and you know, the mourning period goes on until the first weekend in July, which is right at the start, so we've got another 2 weeks. Having said that, next week is the Solstice review coming up. It's the first one of this year, and I'm quite compelled by that to get back on form. And I think, you know, it's not a case of I don't know what to do, it's just a case of trying to get the energy and the motivation to do it, particularly with our savings. And I have that benefit this month where, because we're paid by the lunar calendar, we get paid double this month basically. So no damage done, and the ability to actually start fresh halfway through the month. The other thing is that the savings accounts are due to open shortly, and we're all on target for that. I have said it will be £50 for the per month into a new account, for in case we have problems with anything going on, you know, structurally with the house. Yes, we have insurance, but you always have to pay. Who would buy an ice cream in this weather? Come rain or shine, that ice cream van floats around this estate, and I can't imagine it gets much customer. There we are. So that £50 goes into the account until £500 is reached, and then it stays. The idea is that we will pay out if we need to pay a contribution for any insurance problem that goes wrong. And then there'll be the £30 saving reinstated that we used to do anyway, and that's for the holiday fund. And we're planning on doing sort of 2 holidays a year. The main holiday may be a week's package tour per year in the autumn abroad, and then a spring break, just a weekend somewhere, either somewhere nice in this country, or maybe a cathedral city or something like that. Once the £500 total is reached, we're then going to be opening 2 more accounts, one of which has £20 in a month and one of which has £30 in a month, and that will keep going in, unless we ever use the £500, in which case that will then have to be replaced. And those are going to be devoted to different things. Until then, we're going to have to take out of our main fund the money that we would use for those other things, which in this case is going to be putting a light in the aviary, because my old light that I'm using, which is an emergency light, just isn't working, and we found out the hard way that if they can't see, accidents happen at night, which, you know, we end up with fatalities. The other thing will be the money for the front garden renovation, which we're halfway through and can't continue with now until such time as we get nicer weather. And then the final thing towards the autumn will be some sort of investment in getting those gas heaters replaced. I don't know if I can swing it so that we just keep with the Capella gas or not for this first year. That will, I suppose, depend on money and on the thoughts of the people that I talk to about it. The other thing, of course, is that we do have our annual car boot sale coming up, and hopefully that will raise a little bit of money. You never know. So apart from that, I think that's all there is for this week's blog. I am going to try harder also, now that it is summer, though you wouldn't know, to do more visiting projects. You know, there are plenty of abbeys and stuff around here which are only a bus journey away, so you know, more of that will be be coming up shortly, I hope. I think we've made great headway, but possibly, I don't know, a lot of these subjects are going to be discussed in the Solstice review, so that will be enough for this week, I think.